Hey everybody, alright, let's get into this because we got a lot to talk about tonight. So we had the go home show for Dynamite and Collision, which it was a 3 hours of show, which I'm totally cool with 3 hour shows if you're gonna do them like this. So I want to bring your quick attention to something really petty that I whipped up in like 5 minutes. But as you see here, I've fixed the train station colors that they had going on the AEW Double or Nothing poster. It drove me nuts that they weren't the right colors, so I did a little color correcting. I didn't even do a good job. I did this in 5 minutes. AEW team, I bequeath you to learn the the train number colors, the train line colors, I suppose. Figure it out. Get back to me. It's right here. It's a cute little mock-up. I'm not gonna buy one of those shirts now because they just make me mad. It just pisses me off. So let's with that out of the way, with my pettiness out of the way, let's jump into talking about Dynamite. So we start off with Chris Jericho or the Bucks of Jericho. I'm gonna call them the Bucks of Jericho just because it works. We had like the list of Jericho and all that other stuff. It just kind of works. Y2 Jarrett Bucks or Y2 Jackson? No, not my thing. Not my tempo. What else do we got here? In this match in particular, we got a couple moments that I really enjoyed. Go to the first timestamp. I'm trying to get it just right. All right. First timestamp. Here we go. Come on. Jericho still knows how to do it. Honestly, that's Jericho's best thing that he does is taunting. He's fantastic at it, and I need him to do it more. So good work, Chris Jericho. Love the spamming of taunts. That's the thing he does best with anybody, is like he combines his taunt with another person's taunt and just makes a huge taunt like combination. Honestly, his taunts with Sammy Guevara is the only likable thing about Sammy Guevara. What else do we got here? I'm looking at more timestamps that I have. Hey there, chat. What's up? How's it going? Yeah, they're the Bucks of Jericho. Buxo Jericho or Jericho del Bucks. Or is that if that's the other way around, I think, if you put it in Spanish that way. Sorry if you hear me hydrating. It's a hot day today up north in West Bubblefuck, Canada. Which you would not expect to hear about Canada, but tis. Alright, next timestamp in this particular match that brought me great joy was this bit. Like, honestly, I keep hearing people say, oh, the Young Bucks suck. I don't like the Young Bucks. Why? Why not? Why not when they can do stuff like this? Amazing. I'll get the timing right on these, I promise. And then, if you're not entertained by this, get the hell out of my face. Get out of my face! This is all I want in my wrestling, is nonsense like this. And they're not done. These guys are a machine. I love them. I think that the Young Bucks are probably the best tag team in wrestling of all time. Just looking at how they move together. Seamless. Every match is a party. Yes, they have their own referee because he's the only one that knows how to stand there and look completely fucking clueless. He does a great job at standing there looking completely clueless. Big fan of that. Oh yeah, no, I wanted them off because if they're on, I'm expecting, I'm expecting Tony Khan to come down on me with the force of 1,000 suns. But yeah, that was fantastic. This match was really fun. There was a little video package of Jericho and the Young Bucks trying to figure out their name. more video packages on TV. I thought that was fantastic, and they need to continue with them because they're fun. It's fun to see the wrestlers outside in the sunlight. Sometimes you're tired of them seeing them in a boiler room, Jon Moxley. So that was really refreshing to see Jon Moxley on a rooftop. I think that's why that particular, like, the video package got so much attention, is because yeah, we got to look directly to Jon Moxley's boobs, but we got to do it in a different, environment, in sunlight, beautiful, pristine. We can see the sweat glistening off him. Beautiful, fantastic. Yeah, let the wrestlers go outside. Yes, I have already talked about my petty changes to this poster. These two twos are supposed to be the same color. Don't mind the fact that they're off color a little bit. Again, 5 minutes of me being petty. Tony Khan, redo the shirts like this, and I'll get one. I promise. But we have this Jon Moxley match with my boy Kyle O'Reilly. And the thing is with this match is I'm a Jon Moxley hater in that I don't really like his wrestling style. I think he's kind of boring. But I think Kyle O'Reilly is the exact opposite of that. I think Kyle O'Reilly is everything that Jon Moxley wants to be, and honestly wants to look up to being. Yeah, I think that blow for blow, pound for pound, Kyle O'Reilly is the best wrestler in this company who's just a straight up wrestler. And he's the only one doing the gimmick and the actual wrestling correctly. Like, yeah, he does catch can stuff. He's really, but I feel like him and Nigel McGuinness what they have in common is that they're very exciting in that style. Because normally guys are just in there laying off rest holes, and you're like, oh my god, please, please, I'm begging you to do moves. I'm begging you, please. I'm falling asleep. So yeah, Tony Khan is gonna answer directly to me for New York related crimes. I'm the I am the constable of New York. That's my official title. But this match had some stuff in it that I really liked. Like they did some double stuff here that I have here. They did double kicks. I'm a big fan of when two wrestlers do double moves. I love to see a double chokeslam once in my lifetime. I know you can do it. Just double goozle and then just, jump and fall down. It's not hard. I'm gonna do it. Do I have to do everything? Do I have to be the change that I want to see in the world? Stay tuned. Stay tuned. We're gonna have that DDP run yet. Yeah, no, I'm no longer a Kyle hater. I think Kyle has won me over just by being a goofball, just by being himself. And that's what they mean. Like, that's what John Cena means by like turning yourself up to 11. And I don't think a lot of wrestlers know that. If you're like really shy or whatever, and you have like social anxiety as a wrestler, get a manager. Get a manager. Just do it. It's the best thing you could do for yourself. And get an entertaining manager, not just anybody. If I was like, and poor Leo Moriarty, I keep throwing him under the bus. I feel bad, but like he's a great wrestler. I just don't find him very interesting. And I think that, you know what will make him interesting? Stokely as his manager. The more off the wall your manager is, the more into it I'm gonna be, because that person's gonna bring a lot out of you. But yeah, these guys can kick each other forever. A big fan of double big boots. Big fan of double whatevers. There was a part in this match that I was looking for that isn't here, so I tried to timestamp it, but like I couldn't find it when Kyle O'Reilly hits Jon Moxley with the wacky line, or he tries to hit Jon Moxley with the wacky line. Jon Moxley's like, "Get that shit out of my face." He's like, "I was born in the wacky line, molded by it." He's not going to be hoisted by his own petard. Not this time. Not with that move. You can do any other move, but the wacky line's not going to do it. And I love that he's afraid of the guy who like took his dumbest move. I think there's a couple other guys on the roster that do the wacky line. I think Yuta does it. And Moxley doesn't seem to care too much that he does it. Like, Moxley doesn't go, fucking knock it off. I know Moxley himself was annoyed by like how goofy Vince like tried to make him, and he did not like that name for that move, the wacky line. And why would you? If look at the way this dude is, right? And you're expecting this guy to be like, yeah, wacky line, totally. Give me the mustard, give me the ketchup, let's go. He's not gonna do that. He hates the mustard. He hates the ketchup. He doesn't want none of that. But what I want to show you guys here is pretty much just the story progression, which is what I'm here for. I'm here for the what is it called? The drama. I'm here for the soap opera of it all. But Kyle O'Reilly gets upsetty. Is he over here getting upsetty yet? Oh, there he is telling you now. He stomps over with his little feet. He stomps over all huffy puffy. Look at him. Give me that mic, lady. And she's like, what the fuck? And he's like, nah. A draw is bullshit. I want no time limit. And I'm like, wait, can you do that? I thought that the belt strictly had rules that were like time limits. That's it. You got to put up with it. There's nothing you can do. But nah, Kyle O'Reilly said, listen, I'm challenging, and we ain't doing that time limit shit. And I'm like, hell yeah. And the best place to do it is on a pay per view because you have more time. You only got 2 hours, sometimes three on a Dynamite and a Collision. So, and this was even worse. You only got 3 hours for the week here. If I remember right, I think next week we get a 3 hour Dynamite and a 2 hour Collision. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that that's a thing that's happening. So get ready, get your coffees, get your do a light jog, limber up, get a drink, get a meal, because we're in for the long haul. This is the second time they've done the 3 hour, 2 hour. Because usually they're like, oh, 2 hours of Dynamite, and we're gonna be slick and call it 1 hour of Collision. Probably for ratings reasons, I think. But yeah, you might be right that it might be the second time. I think they're playing with the idea of 3 hours for Dynamite in general. Which if I was them and they got 3 hours of Dynamite, I'm making one of those hours Ring of Honor. Fuck it, why not? Shoot your shot. Do something with Ring of Honor. I'm tired of those guys wrestling in a empty void. Now honestly, the match of the night for me was the Tommaso Ciampa match. So we're gonna talk about that at the end here. We're gonna talk about the Triangle Madness and Athena versus Thunder Rose, Mina Shirakawa, and the Brawling Birds. One of the things that annoys me about this is that they don't put the entrances in, because I just remembered that Moxley had a pretty fun entrance that he like interacts with each one of his boys in the Death Riders before he goes to his match. And I do believe we have that for Will Ospreay before we get into Triangle of Madness. Here's Will Ospreay. Whoa, that was loud. Sorry, guys. But here's him getting pumped up by the Death Riders in a semi-red area. You see what I mean? Like, it's not a fully dark red area. This is it's only a little bit dark because that's not Will Ospreay's whole soul. And the no time limit C2 match, probably because it ended in a draw that was bullshit. But I feel like if that's the case, then why have the time limit draws in the first place? If you're just going to be like, nah, we don't actually need them, then don't make them a part of the belt. This one kind of makes sense because this was the challenge for it. And he's like, look, you're not going to beat me outside of those confines, but Moxley's the king of those confines. So I don't know. We will have to see. I want Kyle O'Reilly to win that match. And I know I'm predicting things early, but I'm really excited about this. I want Kyle O'Reilly not only to win that match, but win it in like a squash match. I want him to just beat Jon Moxley in 5 minutes. Because the story is that Jon Moxley is no match for Kyle O'Reilly, and having him actually be that to a guy who is the caliber of Jon Moxley roster wise, like he is on an upper echelon. He's a main eventer, and if you can get Kyle O'Reilly to squash his ass, and he's like, I don't got Kyle O'Reilly's got my number. He does everything I do, but way better. I think that Kyle O'Reilly should just beat his ass. Also, Moxley made a sly comment about how he's a Dragon Slayer, so I'm assuming that we're gonna get a Bryan Danielson match it all in. I think that's where this is going, which means Kyle might not win, but don't do this. I don't. That belt doesn't need, those two don't need the belt for that feud. I think if you want to really do something with this belt, get it off Mox, and now that Mox is free of that, then have Jon Moxley come back and nuke him for more of it. I don't really want, those two fighting for this belt. I think this belt should be used to more elevate your wrestling-centric guys, so to speak, if you will. But enough of that. Time for the Triangle of Madness. Who, I'm sorry, they're becoming one of my favorite teams right now. Like, slowly I was like, okay, what do these guys got? And slowly over time they grew on me. And it's not hard. It's not hard to win me over. Just be interesting. Just be fun. And also be good in the ring. That's another thing that's very important. That's like paramount. But that's like, you should already have that in your, quiver, being good at wrestling. Considering you're in AEW, that's kind of like, they don't hire no schlubs. Anymore, anyway. They've learned their lesson from hiring schlubs, and they're like, shit, we gotta be a no schlub zone. But here we have a development where your girl gets misted. Thunder Rosa is the second person in quite a short amount of time that got misted. And not only did she get misted, but Persephone did as well, who's in the tournament. So I want to like to know if that's gonna affect her disposition in any way. If they're just gonna lift that shit from Malachi Black and go, yeah, that was a good idea. We're gonna take that, or is it just the green mist now? I would love to know because Thunder Rosa with an edge sounds like the Thunder Rosa we always needed. TBH, like she did a show one time in GCW, and I was like, wow, what? Where is GCW Thunder Rosa? Like she had fire in her belly when she came out in that indie show, way more fire than she's ever had on Dynamite. She shows up on Dynamite like she's just happy to be there. Like, yep, here I am, Thunder Rosa, and it's like, nah, fuck that. I want you to show up and beat the hell out of somebody. Yeah, edgy Thunder Rosa is what I need. So I'm hoping that this actually has an effect. I'm very excited about where that's gonna lead. All right, let's see what else we got here on the docket. We I wanted you guys to see this specifically because it's really hard to find entrances of these guys like online, clips of them. So this particular one made me lose my shit because not only did this man come out with a garbage can, he came in with like a tactical strap on it, like he's carrying a fucking sniper rifle case. Little touches like that is why I love Mark Briscoe. And it gets better. But wait, there's more. Unfortunately, though, in order for me to get into the nitty gritty of how fun this match is, we're gonna have to enter a little mode I like to call New World Order, New World Order mode. So we're gonna just give you the New World Order real quick while I figure out how to make it so that I don't get deleted for showing a bloody match on here. Honestly, I'm just kind of sitting here bopping to it. Oh yeah, that's how I do it. There we go. All right, now we're in NWO mode, and it's time to talk about this match. It was my favorite match of the show, straight up, full stop. Fantastic fun. And I know that's weird to say about a hardcore match or a match where people are bleeding, and this is introduced. But listen, it was a banger of a time. I can't. What can I say? There was a chicken that was introduced. This is my shit right here. This is my type of wrestling. Put this in my veins. So we were like, man, I wonder if this cheese grater, if he's blading, or if the cheese grater is actually cutting up poor Mark. And if we look at our timestamp here, at what's the timestamp? 105. You look at his head, you can very easily see if we get our let's get out our Madden tool here, and I'll show you what I mean. Am I in? Hold on. Sometimes the dockets, like I swear, in order to stream, you need 3 monitors. It really is a 3 monitor type of game. All right, I think I got the pencil. Yeah, I think we got it. Let's see here. What is going on? I think I know exactly what's going on with this. Don't worry, guys. In the VOD, this will be edited out. It'll be a lot more seamless. Okay, there we go. I fixed it. So let's get the Madden tool, and I'll show you where exactly I'm talking about. Like right in this area here, you can see right here. Like if I get even closer, he has holes in his head that the blood is coming out of, that the blood starts to pool out of, and it's like, yeah, bro. Those are holes where the grater was grating his head. Messed me right up. I was like, damn, no, that's real. He probably also threw some blade up there, but nah, blood was pouring out of holes, and I think that's because that's how cheese graters work. They knew that you would think that and went, yeah, that's how we gotta do it. But let's see what the next shot is. Ah, yes. The next shot doesn't need to be in NWO mode, but it's gonna remain that way. for just for ease of use. Our next timestamp is 306. Look at this man. Look at the joy on his face. Tommaso Ciampa loves this. He is having the time of his life. He lives for this. He is a psycho for real. He loves the me and Tommaso Ciampa. I feel like I know that Darby is his wrestling soulmate, but he is my wrestler soulmate. Like I feel like every time he comes out here, he does exactly what I want. This is what Jon Moxley wishes he was this guy right here. Everything about this dude is like, damn, why do we have when you see Tommaso Ciampa and then you see Moxley, we're like, oh, Moxley is Tommaso Ciampa we have at home. What else? What's the next timestamp? Oh, we have a sad one. We have a not sad, but like a bummer that they left this into the highlights. Oh yeah, we gotta do the WWE pay-per-view blood filter so YouTube doesn't go, what the hell? We are doing whatever it takes over here. Stay safe on YouTube. But this is a great shot. But then right after it, you know what? Maybe I should even. I got something prepared. So let me go back a little bit so I can time it. Right? He goes back. Wow, awesome. He goes for a clothesline. Nothing. My man takes that and he bumps for nothing. He completely whiffs that and they leave it in the highlight package on the YouTube page. And I feel like there you go, Matthew, if you're still doing Botchamania. That last Botchamania was beautiful. It was my favorite thing. That video at the end with the Simpsons and all the kids getting up and leaving. I feel like that and that alone is the reason WWE is clamping down on content. They got so fucking mad. They're like, that's it. We have to kill him. And you know what? Fuck it. Go to just put your videos, upload them to upload your videos straight up to Twitter. Who cares? No, there's no rules on Twitter. Upload them straight up full on Twitter and Instagram because those places are the Wild West right now. Who cares? I need them. You're such a good contributor to the space, Matthew. And there's a perfectly wrapped up in a bow gift. So there's another funny moment in this match. I mean, this match is full of funny moments. I mean, for Pete's sake, I didn't even talk. Let's go back to the chicken for a second. He gave the chicken what looks like a suplex. And then he tries to, I don't know, cover the chicken. Like he was pinning the chicken. Shot of the fucking night, dude. And while the chicken is here, Tommaso Ciampa, because he's Tommaso Ciampa, he's a maniac, like enters his inner fucking he gets into his inner Scott Steiner and he's just like, I hate chickens. He's my favorite. Tommaso Ciampa's my favorite wrestler, dude. I fucking love him. He needs a new cool shirt, and good luck. For me, he has one. He had like an incredible full art shirt on that was just his entrance that he wore underneath his entrance. So it reminded me of a lot when Jericho would make his entrance with the big oval Titantron and he put it out his arms and the camera would zoom back and you'd see, you know, from the camera would pull back from the Titantron and he'd be there on the stage doing the arms thing too. That's what it gives, and I think that's fantastic. I hope Jericho said, hey, you should do this. And I think I need one more time before Jericho retires. I need him to do the arms entrance with the camera, with the camera and the Tron. I know you can't get the girl on the Tron thing, which is not a girl, by the way. That's just a very lithe boy. I know you can't get girl on the Tron video, but come on. Maybe you can. Maybe Jericho can talk to somebody and pay for it. Who knows? He got some friends over in the East, though, probably. But yeah, I love Tommaso Ciampa. But there was a funny moment as well that came with. This is why Darby Allin prepares his spots at home. Darby Allin takes great care and work into spray painting derelict cars he's going to kill people with, or setting up fantastic little beds of nails or boards with barbed wire on them. Mark did not think of that. The project that Mark did was putting the tactical strap on that garbage can. That's what he did. and that was it. He was like, I ain't gotta do anything else. I do everything else on the fly. And so on the fly, your man goes outside. He sets up a table, and he's like, yeah. And I love how the clip goes right to the table. They're like, look, this is gonna already be a long clip. Damn, what do we do? I don't know. I guess I guess we just set up this table and set up his table. He does, or he tries by stapling the barbed wire to the table, which I'm impressed that the stapler got through the wood on the table, but oh boy. Let's see if I can get this to play. I don't know if it's playing because I can't hear it, but there it goes. Here he goes. And he's like, all right, I got the one side. We haven't even gotten to, we didn't get the whole thing because there was a part in this where he's like trying to set up the first thing. Sorry. There's some music. You could have put this music to the entirety of this segment with the table. Every time they'd go back to the table. And then you know what? He did. He went back to the table. And the funniest part is that he not only went back to the table, he went back to the table to staple it, and then would occasionally they'd punch each other so that it looks like something is happening to keep the other guy down while the first guy is doing this fucking arts and crafts project. But then Ciampa, because Ciampa actually does these matches all the time, and so does Mark Briscoe. That's why he's wearing a white shirt today. But so you'd think he would have done the project before, but then again, maybe Darby's the one that does all the projects, and Darby is busy with a world title run right now. So so you win some, you lose some. The next timestamp will definitely show you what I mean. So there's Ciampa with a prepared knee pad made of thumbtacks that he prepared. He did that at home, and he put it in a velvet bag and slid it under the ring. I don't know what to tell you, Mark Briscoe. You get minus points for not being prepared. I gotta give the A+ on the test here to Tommaso Ciampa, and this match just made me love him more. I don't know how I could love Tommaso Ciampa more than this, but we'll see at the pay-per-view. But it's not all bad for Mark Briscoe this evening. Yes, he does have a paper staple to his head, which Taz watched happen, and then Tony Schiavone was like, have you ever seen anything like this? And I'm thinking to myself, Taz, who was sitting there just watching it happen on camera, not really even fazed by it. Yeah, he was in ECW. He's seen stuff like this all the goddamn time. And because I know some stuff went down with PWG, I'm sure they had some feuds with some CZW dudes. They've also seen stuff like this. So literally, Tony Schiavone is the only one at the table who has not. It was just a cute moment. I think Tony Schiavone is adorable. And if you have a problem with Tony Schiavone, you have a problem with me. Straight up, I will fight you. He is wrestling grandpa, and I will not let you disrespect him. Let's see what. Oops, sorry. Let's see what the last timestamp we have for this match is, because I can't just sit here and play the whole match, as much as I love it. Please support the official release. There's a part here where he gets pissy. This bit here, I think, is where this is a moment in the match where I thought that not all the time do you need the hard cam to be facing the wrestlers. I think just because the camera was facing away from him, we got an incredible view of not just the fans, like, look at this guy, like, oh my god! We get the fans' reaction straight up instead of forced the way it was on that one pay-per-view. And please, Tony, don't do that shit again. That was atrocious. But, like, instead of forced reactions, we get actual reactions of people on the hard cam side. And it looks like Mark Briscoe is legitimately stabbing him to death with that screwdriver. Which we do see later that he is also looks like he was stabbed several times. Like that looks like it was straight up. That was him. That was all hard, the hardest way. Love this match. 10 out of 10. Tommaso Ciampa for president of my heart. All right. We're moving on to this is the saddest thing that has ever happened. We can actually we could come out of New World Order mode. We can I should get a reverse version of this song for when this happens. All right, we're back. So this is gonna be loud. I'm worried about playing the sound on this one. You know what? Let me just do one of those. Kill the sound. And that's the saddest shit in the goddamn world. That is the saddest thing in the world. Willow was so ready to be in her hometown to do the damn thing at the Owen, be a 2-time Owen winner, and she got hurt. And it's like, God damn it! Every time you hear something like this, it's genuinely heartbreaking. My heart is broken because like I'm a New Yorker. I wanted to see Willow represent, and Willow's my favorite wrestler in the women's side. She's my favorite wrestler in the women, and I'm so sad, so sad. Tekla is my second favorite. If I had to rate the AEW women from my top 3 favorite ladies, it's Willow, Tekla, and then Mina Shiro. Not Mina Shikara. Sorry. Oh, my brain is I'm the worst. I'm sorry. Shida, Hikaru Shida is the best. Is my third favorite. How do you not know her name? I'm bad with names. I'm bad with everybody's name. I assure you, I will forget. I forgot my favorite wrestler, Tommaso Ciampa. I forgot his name several times. But yeah, I think those are my favorite 3 ladies right now, and it's really sad to see Willow have to be gone for an indeterminate amount of time, long enough that she's straight up relinquishing the belt. Which thank you for that chick in the chat. It definitely cheered me. I needed that chicken in the chat at this moment. Thank you. Uh, yeah, this is a bummer. I really hope she comes back soon. It comes back healthy. And comes back ready to take that belt back. And I think because the pay per view is called Double or Nothing, I think you should also put the TBS title on the line in the Owen. Because the Double or Nothing is all about upping the ante, right? It's all about stakes and bets. I've noticed this year. Why not up the stakes with the women's TBS title? Ah, such a bummer, dude. Don't worry, Willow. Hey, don't worry, you'll get them next time. So we got. Sometimes you see sign placement and the cameramen absolutely nail the fucking shot. This is one of those shots of like Randy Orton doing his pose in the corner and an RKO sign is there. But this but this one's like fuck you MJF directly. Fuck you. And yeah, I'm okay with that. I do want to say real quick at the beginning of this scene. First of all, Maxwell, the Burberry scarf does not go with everything. I think that you were misled if somebody had told you this previously. But I love his trans rights suit. Big up on you, MJF. Trans rights are human rights, and he's ready to celebrate Pride Month coming up here in a few weeks. He's representing Pride Month for all his homies out there. So yeah, I thought this was great. And then MJF is like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna shave your head. But the thing is, there's not much hair up there. I need to direct you again if we whip out the Madden brush here. And if we just, there's not much hair up there. Dang it, I didn't get my brush again. Whenever you need the brush, you don't get it, But, yeah, like, look at that. If you can zoom in, there's no hair here. This area of his head, no hair. He just has hair in this vicinity. And, so it's not going to really bother him too much if you were to shave him. Like, he's going to be fine. He's going to look pretty much the same. But Max, you paid for that shit. And I love that they're going in and straight up saying it. I love that Max is apparently cool enough and secure enough with himself to be like, yeah, fuck it, tell him. I paid for it. Tell him again and again that I paid for it. I hear some people say some interesting things about what you need to do to prepare for another Turkey trip. And it looks like he might be going for another trip and you might need a haircut for it. So he might lose this match and we might get to see him get the Hearns. And the thing about him getting the Hearns is that I was complaining that, like, with Sammy Guevara, he was really, like, I was like, hey, Darby, I understand it's an open challenge, but have some self-respect. Sammy Guevara has won 0 matches in AEW to deserve any title shots at all. Roosh, undefeated. Why the hell wasn't it Roosh? Why isn't Roosh? Every time I look at the people who have like winning streaks, I always ask that question, like, hey, why isn't this person challenging for a belt? So big up, congratulations, Roosh, on your title, asking for a title match against Darby. Unfortunately, buddy, I don't think it's gonna happen. So I'm not gonna be too upset if MJF wins this match. And I think MJF kind of has to win this match going into All In as a bigger name than Darby Allin. Like more people know who he is than Darby, and Darby needs more time to become, a household name that's in a higher echelon enough to be considered a draw for All In. And I think that, yeah, this storyline was just a pushed back version of the same story we were going to get last year. So I think that it would throw a wrench into the works to have him be the champion going into All In this year, because this was a story that was already being rehashed after it was put in mothballs because of Mount Everest. So I think that they're going to just go back to their original plan. This was a nice detour. And I still think MJF, I don't get it twisted. I think MJF is going to lose, and somebody still might shave him out of spite. Or he'll lose, or they'll do a thing where, like, not shave his whole head, but maybe just the middle of it. Make him look dumb. Give him a horseshoe haircut. Make him like a Japanese shogun. So yeah, that's how I feel about this particular thing. I know I'm supposed to wait and make predictions, but we'll talk more about it when we get there. We'll talk more about it. And we're almost there, honestly. So we got we got a buy-in match that was added, which we got a trios match. No belts seem to be happening here, unless there is. I don't know if there's a champion. There's not a little championship C on top of these. Something my husband brought to my attention is that, like, the champions have the C train next to them, and I think that's really cute. But it's wrong. The C train is not that color. The C train is blue. But I get that they're trying to be like, it's gold like championships. Don't fucking play with the iconography, okay? It's those colors for a reason, all right? You're confusing all the New Yorkers that are going to this event. But yeah, we got Death Riders versus the Ops. This is more I like the fact that this is happening. I think it's weird that it's happening on the pre-show, but you need a really big match for the pre-show to get everybody hyped for the regular show. So I think this is gonna be the pre-show main. Because it has storyline implications. You don't know. My personal prediction is that the Death Riders are gonna win. I think the whole point is to kill the Ops in its crib. Rest in peace, the Ops. I feel like that's what this storyline is. The whole storyline. Even Will Ospreay being like, listen, bruv, you guys are real cool and all, but the Death Riders made me into a killer. And fucking Anthony Bowens, who has been on a journey to be a killer this whole time, goes, why am I fucking with these judo losers if the killers are over there? We will see how that plays out this Sunday. I think if the Ops lose and Joe loses to Will, that's it. It's time for the Ops to be over, because you're just okay. One more time, you're just Death Riders light, and that Death Riders classic sucks. It should be ended and should be over already. I like the Death Riders. I just don't think Moxley should be a part of it anymore. I think that this trio should be all that the Death Rider is. I like Marina too, and I think she's fantastic, but I think Marina and Mox could be a unit by themselves, and the rest of the Death Riders, maybe I think Claudio can actually elevate these two dudes. Whereas I don't think Moxley did anything but made Yuta established young boy forever. Like Yuta is maintaining young boy status under Jon Moxley, and I think that if Moxley fucks off, Yuta will probably have some space to spread his wings. Danny Garcia is very fun as a personality, but I think that he needs more time to cook in this stable, and I think that the Will Ospreay thing kind of really cut into Danny Garcia's story, and I think it fucked over Bowen's story. And I get that the story is you want Will Ospreay to be more grounded, but Nigel McGuinness is in this company and also from his country. We could have had video footage of Nigel McGuinness and him in England training in the ring, and he's like, "You gotta give him more grounded style, you fucking muppet." And Will Ospreay's like, "Yeah, flying around's not gonna do me much good. No, I'm gonna stretch your ass out, make all the cats go to the attic." I'm not sure what that accent is. I'm not sure where where that Nigel accent is from, but Be lucky that I did not give him the Nigel from the Thornberries accent instead. But yeah, I think that could have worked better. I just don't understand everybody in this company's infatuation with the fucking Death Riders, especially when Will Ospreay was one of the people who was trying to kill them. I hate this. The storyline sucks, and I ugh. Anyway, give me more Tommaso Ciampa. But I think that the Death Riders are gonna kill the Ops, and the Ops is over. Thank God, kill the Ops already. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of this whole thing. Um, on a better note, we get a squash match where the Dominion wins and beats these two people who, yeah, Zeta Steel and Viva Van are wrestlers we've heard of before, but they haven't been like built up for anything. You know, this is going to be another 5 minute squash. Nice way to open the show, get the blood pumping. We get to see the giant ladies. That's always good. Here's the match. Here's the Joe versus Osprey match. Like I said, I think Joe has to lose, right? And pack and kill the Ops. We have to kill the Ops. Tony Storm is also a good wrestler, but like I don't think I honestly I don't think she's coming back. They literally killed her off. I don't think she's coming back. If the rumors are to be believed, I can see her wanting to probably hang it up. But yeah. Oh yes, the conglomeration of the trios champion. You know why we probably forgot? Because they carry their fucking belts in those bags. God damn it, no. The bags are bad actually. I think that the bags are great backstage, but definitely coming out to the ring with them, you should have your belts on and have your backpacks like, at ringside, and when you complete the match, you put the belts in the backpack because this is giving John Moxley won't let us see the belt, and I don't think you want that kind of visual situation to happen right after we just got over the reign of terror of the Death Riders. But yeah, that's this match. Yeah, Joe loses. Will Ospreay wins with a submission, probably something really lame like a bully choke or something like that, or just a sleeper. He puts him in a sleeper. Joe goes to sleep. Joe is dead. Joe retires. The Death Riders are over, and I think that we have a nice delusional, insane Anthony Bowens coming because he did a program. He did a promo backstage where he like made some backstage dudes clap for him. So I'm fully expecting insane Anthony Bowens. Again, that kind of vignette should have been on TV. That's another one of those things that drives me nuts. Is that the aftermatch vignettes, they put them on YouTube and on TikTok and Tumblr and stuff. Not TikTok. They put them specifically on like socials, and that's bad. Nobody cares about that. I think you need to put stuff on TV. Nobody's gonna go out of their way to watch those things. I know because I'm a huge wrestling fan and I don't do it. And I talk about wrestling and I don't do it. I only did it because one happened to pop up on my thing and I was like, okay, what's happening here? What are they talking about? And I watched the Anthony Bowens one. Yeah, that's true. If they defended them more, we would remember. But I do believe in the past month we got at least 2 defenses from them. So that's not too bad. Because they're doing the thing with FTR and Tommaso Ciampa. But the Tommaso Ciampa versus Mark Briscoe match was Mark Briscoe. That match was insane, and it made us forget that the conglomeration had belts at all. But yeah, Tommaso Ciampa's part of that feud with the conglomeration for the trios titles, which has now become just a tag match because they lost their double jeopardy match, and therefore Tommaso Ciampa, I guess, gave up and said, "Fuck that." I just want to kill that guy in the conglomeration. I don't care about the belts anymore. I just want to kill that particular member of the conglomeration. Yeah, I think you should have to defend your belts at least once a month. And I do think that these guys defended theirs twice. And that's just on the top of my head. I'm just speculating. They might have only done it once. But I remember seeing them have all their backpacks backstage with Willow. And I'm thinking, did they defend their belts that time? Not quite sure. We get actual graphics for these. Hopefully they're not too loud. Yes, I turned them. I turned off the sound so you don't get to hear the really loud noise. But yeah, you get Tekla with these ladies. I think this is an easy one, right? Like Sheeta absolutely canes Chris Statlander to death, turns heel, and wins the belt. I think it's an easy way to have Tekla lose without having Tekla lose. You just have Chris get pinned by Hikaru Shida. I think that's the easy way to do it. And Jamie Hayter's here to hit hard because her tag partner's not here, so she's not winning that. I think she's she's kind of staunchly in the tag division right now, so I don't see her winning the women's title. Yeah, I see more storyline progression between these two. Tekla being like, "You bitches are stupid. I want my belt. Nobody's as good as Tekla." I checked. I wanted to check for a second because this looks like a button or something. Oh, this is a stoplight. This is a stoplight situation. But I thought it was a red C train situation. I was like, that's even more wrong. But no, it's the gold C that was brought to my attention earlier. Let's see what else we got. Whoa, ladies! I expected the little package, not a promo package, but yeah, these two have a match against the Owen, and I'm stoked. And it has to be Athena, right? She has the championship. She's on a roll. She's on fire. I think it's Athena. I think this is Athena's like hopefully her coming out party of being on the roster. And Shirakawa is like hoisted again. Instead of chasing the Owen, I'm gonna get back to my investigation probably. This one I think is also like a little video package. That's fine. We can watch the little video package while we talk about it. This one I feel like it's an open and shut case of Takeshita like finally coming into his own and doing the dirt and getting one over on Okada, because then it frees Okada up to go after other belts, and it frees Okada up for All In, and then also gives Takeshita a belt that he can defend in a high level against somebody else that's amazing. So yeah, I think Takeshita wins because why not? And Okada is gonna go to All In to do something else incredible, like maybe fight Kenny Omega. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm just throwing out wishful thinking. That's that match. We got the I Quit match. So this is hard because I feel like what's gonna happen is that Stokely is gonna say I quit. I don't think it's gonna be either member of FTR. I think Stokely's gonna do the whole throw the towel for his homies, and he's gonna see one of his guys about to get hurt, and he's gonna quit for them. That way, it'll save the other two for not having to say it. Because honestly, they should not lose an I Quit match to these old dudes at all. But I do see Cage and Cope winning the tag titles and having a match on All In, because All In is what we're building towards. I feel like that's where it's going. They've been feuding forever. This is for all the marbles. That's it. And I'm okay with FTR losing. They had the belts for long enough. They've held them a bit hostage. Their run is not getting stale, but I don't know. I would like a change. I would like to see them on the outs for a change. And I love seeing Stokely panic and freak out. So him losing the belt would be awesome. Let's see what else we got here. Yes, the Stadium Stampede. The Stadium Stampede has all these guys in it. And thank you. I was waiting for the UI to get the fuck out of my face. Looking at this match, this is insane. This match is insane. I genuinely have no clue what's going to happen. Oh, I think you were mentioning Toni Storm as in like my husband once also made a fun joke saying, I wonder if this little lady that's walking on the Don't Walk is Toni Storm. She definitely has an hourglass figure. She's very much like, I'm walking here. A very Broadway. It could be Toni Storm. She probably was supposed to be on the show. But I honestly don't know who wins here. I don't know. This is a toss-up. I just want to see the chaos. I think this is going to be the match that does it. It takes it away. And since the Stadium Stampede, I wonder how they're going to do that, considering. Very excited. This is the one I'm most up in the air about and most intrigued about because there's firepower on both teams, on both sides. Yes, Bandito versus Swerve on the Who's the Baddest. I think that Swerve is going to murder Bandito because if Brody King wins his match, they can fight about it. But then if Bandito wins, he's going to fight Brody, and I'm not ready for that. So I'm having Swerve winning, harming Bandito, and Brody coming out, and them getting into a blood feud about, you hurt my friend! Yeah, that'll be dope. That'll be really cool. I love the way the bracket is set up. Just the bracket tells stories by itself. All right, and then, we got Moxley versus O'Reilly. It's time, O'Reilly. Get that belt off him. Let's see some 10-minute classics with Kyle O'Reilly. I'm ready for it. And I'm ready, honestly. I honestly think I need a break from Jon Moxley. I think he just needs to go on that vacation. Maybe I'm just overwhelmed with him. It's like when you're playing EWR and you use the same wrestler too many times, and the the note is like the fans are starting to resent the character. And it's like the fans are starting to resent the fans, Momo in particular, are starting to resent Jon Moxley. Yeah, it's time. It's time. Give Kyle his due. And yeah, Kyle's gonna have 2 belts, which means he's gonna have to wear one while he has the other one in the backpack. So Kyle can keep his backpack. We got the World Championship. We got Darbles versus MJF for the hair. I've already given my thoughts about this. But I think that Darby doesn't have to worry about coming back with the belt. I think we're gonna have some Bryan Danielson might return, have some programs with Moxley, and I think that Darby is not gonna be left behind. I think he's gonna be fine, and he's going to make his case as to why he needs a rematch for this belt. I think Darby's gonna be jumping right back to the main event title picture after the smoke clears from All Out, and maybe at All Out was the first one, right? All In. Yeah, All In is the first one, and All Out's the one in Chicago. So I think All Out is when Darby's probably going to challenge again for the belt, whoever's going to have it. But yeah, I think he's probably going to... I'm trying to think about on the roster, who else can he even feud with? I kind of want to see him fight Tommaso Ciampa some more, but I kind of want to see everybody fight Tommaso Ciampa. Somebody who can brutalize this dude. And if it wasn't for the fact that Brody and Swerve are fighting each other, I'd want one of them to fight him. I would love Swerve to fight Darby Allin. That would be incredible. Like, I'm the most dangerous man. I've killed Bandito, and I'm gonna kill the unkillable in Darby Allin. I can see that story happening. So yeah, that's my thoughts on. That's my predictions. It's time to talk about a little news. We don't have much news. We just got Mick Foley. Oh my God, he's gonna be doing the what is it called? The buy-in. It's right there in front of my face. I was trying to figure out what WWE calls it. I was trying to remember what they call it. They call it a pre-show. So yeah, he's gonna be doing the pre-show, the buy-in, and I'm really excited. I think this is a great role for him to sit around and talk about wrestling. I think he'd be a great announcer. I think AEW is just full to the brim with people who could be incredible announcers. So if anybody needs a break, a week off, a month off, or anything, you can easily slot in Mick Foley. I was talking about Eddie Kingston and how Eddie Kingston could be incredible on commentary. And I think that there's other people back there too that'll do a great job with it. Moxley honestly is a way better commentator than, anything else. I think Moxley's hilarious on commentary. Give him a reason, give him something to ramble about, like a match, and he's great at it. But if you try to get him to do the Eddie Kingston thing of cutting a promo on a cookie, he's just like, what are you talking about, man? Where are we, brother? And he's like, and then the philosophy about the sugar cookie, okay? It's like, all right, okay. But, yes, this is the shit on Jon Moxley episode. And speaking of stuff, see this? See this? What the fuck is this? So real quick, before we get into that, into the WWE news, I feel like I gotta introduce you guys to the segment. What is going on over there? What is happening? So I was like, man, it's gonna be a pretty light news week. This is the only real thing that's happening in WWE. So Brock Lesnar's back. What the fuck is that? Why? Why is he back? Why? Who keeps throwing this fucking caveman out of the ice? Freeze his ass and throw him back back into containment. I'm sick of him. Nobody wants him. And nobody wants him to just destroy a fucking up-and-comer like Obafemi. Get out of here. And also, I get a queasy feeling in my stomach whenever I see Brock Lesnar wrestle black guys. If you've read that Vince McMahon, if you read the case going on between him, that's going on right now, you can also understand why seeing Brock Lesnar wrestle a black guy gives you a funny, bad feeling in your stomach. I don't like this shit. This shit pisses me off. I want somebody to actually just put this man in an ice cube and put him back and send him back in time. I'm so fucking tired of this dude. And then the last thing, I thought I was gonna have an early week, and everything's gonna be fine. No, not true. In fact, Ludwig Kaiser. You know what? After finding out the details about this, is a fucking G, and he should get pushed. And Mexico loves him more now. Apparently, he was getting cute and hot and affectionate with his girlfriend, and an asshole was like on the elevator with him, was like telling him to cool it or he's gonna call ice on his girlfriend. And so fucking Ludwig Kaiser threw him out of the elevator, and the guy's like, "I'm gonna press charges." So your boy Ludwig Kaiser got booked for assault. The funny thing is, I can see Vince McMahon hearing the initial like situation, like Ludwig Kaiser gets arrested after guy tells him to get a room, right? Oh, you know what? You know what? It probably maybe it was it was either the blood was a problem, which I'm a wrestling. I talk about wrestling. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Or it was they didn't like me playing the Rock House, which we're gonna replace Rock House probably when we go into NWO mode for bloody matches with the Nintendo 64 version and see how that changes anything. The just super bit crushed version of Rock House. But I think maybe that's what the problem was. Yeah, 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 exactly. Chat. I think it was the music too. So next time we'll just change it, and sucks because now the VOD's gonna have to be. I'm gonna have to edit the VOD some more, but that's okay. That's so funny. Like, oh yeah, your stream, get the fuck out of here. We don't want that. And then Rockhouse stopped, and they were like, all right, don't do it again. But look with Kaiser being, the fact that he was getting shit on about fucking I bet he was getting because he was getting shit on for ice. I think the Vince McMahon's like, oh, I'm gonna push that guy for beating up a dude. If it was Vince was still in charge, that is, he'd probably hear that it was about a guy talking about how he's gonna get his girlfriend deported, and Vince was probably like, oh, don't push his ass, fuck him. He's right. That guy talking shit about him was right. I think also the funny thing about the whole situation is that he is the El Grande Americano that the Mexican people enjoy, and defending his girlfriend from ICE is gonna just make them love him more. I think you guys should. I think the E should full stop, lean into it. But that would mean they'd have to admit that the people they're in bed with are fucking monsters. So they're probably not. They're probably not gonna do that. Dorian Ludwig Kaiser, I respect you. Yeah, fucking. The Fed was like, holy shit, are you fucking playing Rockhouse? Do you want us to come the fuck over there? I'm like, but Rockhouse was a fucking like it was a royalty free song originally, not any fucking Morris, not. You try it again, we'll rock your house. We'll rock your house with lawsuits. So yeah, we'll try the Big Crush version next time. But yeah, that was I thought was the news for the week, but it wasn't. No, it wasn't. They want to bring back Enzo and Cass. Fucking one more time, I have to ask the question. What the fuck? What are they doing there? Why do they think this is a good idea? Why do you think putting the anchor that is Enzo on Cass, who has progressed so far past that fucking dude, why do you think he needs this dude? Why do you think he needs this anchor? Awful. The only reason, if you're gonna put them together again, Cass should be the leader, and he should be fucking every time Scrappy Doo down there gets excited, he should get him in check. That's the only way they should do it, is if the roles were reversed and Cass is the boss. Because I don't believe him taking orders from this fucking dude. I just don't. I remember this dude. I remember Cass walking around with a backpack full of bricks. That's my Cass. That's my Big Bill. Also, Big Bill's an incredible name, and it sucks that he has to go back to being, big ass. I hope he knows that that's funny. I hope he understands the fucking assignment when he has that big Titantron stand in front of that fucking sea. That's your assignment. It's just like Walter has the assignment of standing in the way so that it makes it look as Titantron says water. Those are your assignment. You know what you must do. But yeah, that is the stream. It's almost 1 a.m. I've yapped all I can yap about wrestling. I can't yap no more. I'm very hyped for the wrestling, and I can't wait to actually watch it and come back and talk to you guys about it. I won't be back here to talk to you guys about it on Sunday because the show will be happening because Sony won't end it until 1. So I will be back on Monday evening to talk about the show, and that'll probably be the way it goes if we get Sunday shows. All right, take her easy and don't play Rock House.